Alright, so if you look, I got two slots here, and I got one slot here. I think I could probably just put one here. So I'm just going to control, and then I'm going to select this, select this edge and this edge. I'm going to control delete, so I only end up with the one. That way I got one on this end, one on this end. Good. I'm going to use my multi-cut tool again, and I'm going to cut right in the midst. And I'm just going to go ahead and you can see I need to do two here, so that kind of stinks. I'll go here to here, and I will go ahead and bridge. I'll go here to here, and I'll hit G for the last to do bridge again. And the bottom's looking like it's doing a thing. Alright, now the top is going to be a little bit different. I need to basically use my multi-cut tool, because if you look, you see I have basically this 5 gone. I'm going to go ahead and cut in the middle. Okay, I'm going to select this guy to this guy, and I'm going to go ahead and bridge it. And I'm going to take this one to this one, and I will bridge it. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to do mesh fill hole, which will fill that hole. Alright, so if you hit 3, you should see how something looks like that. Fantastic. So that's coming along. That's doing something. Alright, now on the back end here, obviously I got some, that actually will work. So I'll take this to this, hit G, oops, sorry, this to this, and I'll hit bridge, and this one to this one, and actually I'll grab this whole thing. I'll do mesh fill hole. Alright, good. So now I got the back and the front are both doing things. Now you can see I have quite a bit more geometry here than what I need on the other end, which is somewhat of an issue. I'm going to go ahead and try to cut this, and cut this. Okay. So, to facilitate some of that, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one by merging these two. So I'm going to use my target weld, or you go to see mesh tools and target weld, or you can click on this icon here, and I'm going to click here to here, which that was kind of crappy, so let's do this instead. I'm going to go to vertices, I'm going to click on the target weld, I'm going to hit the options here, and I'm going to choose center instead of target. Click here to this one, and it's going to go right in the middle. This one to this one, it'll go right in the middle. Okay, so now you can kind of see that's like wrapping around there, which is pretty cool. Okay, then I'm going to go to edge, here to here, and we're going to bridge, here to here, G. I'm going to double click this one, and double click this one, and we'll do mesh, fill hole. Beauteous. Alright. And I'll hit 3, and you can see we are now having a body here. Alright. Okay. So I got that going on. That's all fine and dandy, but now you can see I have higher on the top than I have on the bottom, which causes me some grief. So I'm going to try and fix that. I'm going to go ahead and use my multi-cut tool here. I'm going to cut, instead of holding control like I normally do, I'm going to cut there, here, I'm going to cut here, all the way down to here, like so, okay? And I'll, and then I'm going to go ahead and just finish this to this, and I'll hit bridge, this to this, and I will also hit G for bridge. Okay, I'm going to work on this butt area first. I wasn't happy with it to begin with. So, I'm going to double click that one, I'll hit Control Delete, and now you can see that that is now fixed. Okay? Voila. Amazing. Okay, now let's do something similar here. I'm going to use my multi-cut tool. I'm going to cut here, 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 and here. Alright, down to where this line comes across. And I'm going to select this edge loop to this edge loop, bridge, double click on that, and do mesh fill hole. Boom. And I'll select this piece here and delete. And voila. Again, I fixed the problem. Alright. And if I hit 3, you can see that now we have a basic kind of human body shape on the top. Alright. And that's something. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'll just grab the leg here, and I'm going to go to this view. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Control E, W, and I'm going to take it and pull it all the way down to basically where the ankle is. Alright? And I'm going to rotate this like so. And then I'll hit R to scale, and I'm going to scale it flat. I'm going to grab it in the middle and scale it down. Alright, and let's go here. Okay, so you can see this is like wildly off from the other one. So this is one of those things where I have to kind of decide on what I want to do with it. Alright. Now, if I look at this, you can see that clearly there's a big space in here, and some other places are a little bit closer. Alright, so that's where I kind of have to make some sort of decision, if you will. I am actually going to go ahead and just use, even though it's going to make it 9, I kind of don't care. I'm going to insert edge loop, and I'll put one in the center here. Alright. Okay, let's just double click, and, oh, never mind. That was the wrong number anyway, so that makes it 16. Yay! I accidentally did the right thing. Okay. Nothing better than that. And we'll click in. Let's see. Take that, and I'll pull this down and over. Boom. Okay. So, that's something. Alright. There we go. So I got that going on. Now what I'm going to do is double click this, and I will also extrude that. Control E, W, and I'm going to take this down and over. Make sure it says 16, and it does. And this is too low, honestly, so I'm not going to actually use that as a guide this time. I'm going to go more roundish here, and I'll rotate it, which will make it too wide. Then I'll hit R. But you can see that if I scaled it flat, that's not really going to do it for me. So I'm actually going to hold D. Like, I don't know. Darn it. Okay, and I'll scale it flat this way. And then I'm going to scale it down roughly to what I think the arm should be. Like that. Okay? Good. And lastly, obviously, will be the neck. But I'm not going to worry too much about the neck right now because that will be done in due process. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this. I haven't saved it in forever. Should be saving it at least every 15 minutes. Okay. So that's something. Now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and insert, actually, I'm going to fix the shape of this. I want to make sure that this center line is right down the center, which looks pretty good. And this back one should be kind of down back the center. So if you look, see how this is just kind of like that. I'm not really a big fan of that, so I'm going to kind of pull this over this way. Take this one, kind of pull it back a little. Actually, come on, grab the one I want. There you go, like this. And we'll take this one and pull it this way. And we'll kind of pull this one this way. Alright, and we'll take you, and we will pull you kind of this way. And we'll take this, and that way. Just trying to make it as round and nice as possible, so that it looks, so it's a little bit better than what it was. Same thing here. I'm just gonna kind of pull this up this way. And, oop, not you. And it does not select the one that, like, I'm closer to this one, yet it selects the one I'm not near. Okay. And pull this up and over. Pull this one back and over. And we'll take you. Okay, cool. Come on. And back and down. And back and down. Alright. Okay. Good. If I have 3, you can see we're getting a base shape here. It looks okay. Alright. So just kind of try to adjust the shape as you can in the beginning here, because it will serve you better. So to do it now. So I'm just trying to round things out. Let's take this guy. Oops, you're not the guy I grabbed. There we go. Push this one in a touch. Okay. Alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this in half to make where the knee would be. So I'm going to hold Control and click. Q. Boom. And I'm going to look at here, and I'm going to go ahead and actually let's go here. And I am going to flatten this for the most part, something like that. and looks okay. And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit like that. Make sure it's where the knee is. Alright, and that gives me some insinuation of where a knee is, and I'm going to do the same thing here for where the elbow should be. So I'm going to use a multi-cut tool. Go ahead and cut roughly where I think it is. Double click on it. Oops. Even though I'm not going to be doing it quite where this is, because I did a bad job, I'm going to hold D, and I'm going to rotate it at the angle it should be, basically perpendicular. So you can see this line went across to where it was, and I'm going to scale that flat. Okay. And that looks satisfactory. Alright, and generally speaking, you want to move it just a touch back like that. Okay, good. So now we kind of have this thing going on. That looks okay. Alright. Next, what I want to do is I'm just going to work on the foot here. I'm going to select this hole, and I'm going to do mesh, fill hole. But you can see it's an end gone, and I don't much care for that. So I'm going to use my multi-cut tool. I'm going to click from the front line, where I think the front line is here, to where I think the back line is. And then enter. And from where the center line is here, to where the center line would be here, enter. And you can see basically creates a nice little quad thing there. That's basically what you want. A nice front line and side line. Alright, and we'll do the same thing up here. I'm going to double click, mesh, and fill hole. And we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to use my multi-cut tool here, and I'm going to say from here to here. I think that's right, hopefully. And from here to here. Okay, so now I got nice quads. Great. Alright, so now let's go ahead and finish up this part here. So I'm going to go to face, select this one and this one. And what we're going to do, so I select the back two faces here. And I'm going to hit Control E, W, and I'm going to extrude that down. Whoop. Alright. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this edge and this edge. I'm going to pull this down. Alright, so you can grab these ones too and pull these also down. But basically, I want to try and get these to be a little bit more of an angle. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is grab this one, and this one. Because what I want to do is I want to have this flow. I want this flow to come down here to hit a strong heel. But I also want to have a flow that comes out towards the toe. So I'm going to hit Control E, and I'll just hit W. I'm going to pull it straight forward, and I'm going to scale this puppy flat, like so. So now what you're going to see is I have a flow that comes down. The edge loops come down, and they hit, and I have a strong heel. And I have an edge loop that comes round and around here. This way I don't get like a kind of a roundish foot on the end, like if it only went out. And I also don't get this really stumpy kind of thing. So I get a little bit of both, and that's basically what we're looking for. So I'm just going to go to vertices, and I'm just going to take this and pull this down this way, and that looks fine. Let's hit F to frame. So you can see here, this is what it looks like. So I'll take this one and pull them, pull them back. I'm just trying to round this out as a rough kind of shape, which looks terrible, but we have the base shape of what the foot would be if it wasn't terrible. And I got a weird thing going on this inside here. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, so I'm not sure what happened there. You can see I screwed up, so let's take that off and Control E, W. Make sure you're only extruding what you're supposed to be. Alright. And let's go verts, this and this, W, pull this back a little bit, grab the top, pull this one back a little bit. Rough, that's a very rough foot. Okay. Looks like well, whatever. So if we hit 3, you can kind of see we got a basic kind of dough guy going on here. It looks okay. So next what we'll do is I'm just going to get the basic of the hand out. And then, man, this needs a little work up here, but we'll get the basic things going on, and we'll have a basic shape. Alright. Let's go ahead and save this first. Save this next version, and that will be good.